Here we go. First ever Wilmot alumni podcast.
Yeah.
Yay! I am so excited. Okay, so we have Rachel here. Rachel is a Wilmot alumni and also my best friend. So do you want to tell them how we met?
Yeah, so do I have to look at a camera? Or can I just talk like normal?
I'm just going to talk like we're having a conversation.
Cool. So we met in, what year was it?
Probably.
Yeah, 2015, right? Yeah, because that was when I graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we met in 2015 playing basketball at Carthage.
Yep.
And you were the only other person in my position. So then we just became friends.
Post players.
Oh, yeah.
The tall girls.
Yeah.
And when I first met Rachel, I didn't know how to pronounce her name, so I called her a different name every time I saw her.
Literally every time.
I didn't know how to pronounce her last name, so I called her a different name every time.
Never knew what I was going to be called that day.
You never know.
Still don't know.
Those are the memories. D3 college basketball, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the goal of this podcast, I wanted to have Rachel on because after Wilmot and after Carthage, you've gone on to do some pretty amazing things locally in the community. So what did you graduate Carthage? What degree did you get?
Biology.
Biology?
Yes.
And you graduated there in 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then you graduated Wilmot here in 2015. Who was your favorite teacher here?
God, that's kind of hard because I had a couple. I was obviously huge into science, and I loved Mrs. Yoke and Mrs. I might say it wrong, Greil. They were our PLT.
That's who Kat just brought up.
Oh, yeah. They were our PLTW teachers.
I don't know what that is.
Project Lead the Way.
Yes. Okay. I'm not good with abbreviations.
And that was that class and that whole program really helped me through getting into college and everything, and with the science program. Yeah. So that was really nice. And then I also really liked John Watson. He was one of my all-time favorites.
John Watson actually onboarded me here, so I got to know him for a couple weeks.
The old man John Watson, or
no,
the young John Watson?
One.
No, mine was
the old one.
Oh yeah, mine is old man John Watson.
I know.
Which he'll probably hate that I called him that if he watches this.
We'll send him the link to watch. There's so many people here that I haven't met because you were here at a different time than I'm here.
Way different, yeah.
What do you think your favorite Wilmot memory would be? So we have your teachers.
Oh, God.
Because you played sports here, you were involved in biology, chemistry, various groups.
Yeah. I don't know.
You weren't a troublemaker, though.
No.
We were both goody two-shoes in high school and in college.
I don't know. It'd probably be when I was either, I don't know, because I did basketball, I did golf, and I did soccer. Yeah. I really liked the girls. I the girls on the team I golfed with, and we weren't the best at soccer.
With Greg Olson?
Oh yeah, Greg and Herm was one of my coaches at one point.
Okay.
But yeah, we weren't the best at soccer, but we always had the best time.
Yeah.
And Watson was actually our soccer coach for a while.
Okay.
And that's where I really enjoyed him because he was one of the best coaches ever.
The memories make it, even if you're not a super good, even if your record's not that good or you're not super competitive, if you have a good dynamic and you make memories, that makes it all worth it. The group of people really make it.
Yeah.
Same with the coach.
Yeah. And there were a couple years where we had where we had a good basketball team.
Yeah.
So overall that, because obviously the basketball team and all of my extracurriculars helped me into playing basketball at Carthage. I know. So I was I guess I have to say basketball had some good memories for me.
Yeah. And now we've gone on to do other various things, but you're still involved locally here, but just over in Salem.
Yes.
And we actually, Wilmot High School, so why I brought Rachel on is her and I are collaborating now with the nonprofit organization that she is with, and she is a part of Solstice Sanctuary. And do you want to tell them a little bit about what Solstice does, your mission?
Yeah. So we're a 501c3 animal sanctuary, which is slightly different than a rescue because we don't just bring in animals and kind of like rehab them and flip them. We keep them for a while.
Okay.
And our biggest thing is giving back to the animals and giving back to the people in the community. And we have a few causes that are really close to some of our board members' hearts, which are domestic violence and child sex trafficking.
Okay.
So we're working on partnering with a couple other 501s that bring those people into their community so that we can bring them to our farm, help them rehab, help them kind of work through the past traumas that they've done. And then that also gives back to the animals that have gone through similar things, whether it be neglect, violence, making their way through the slaughter pipeline and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like a full circle, which is, so far it's been a journey.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I have never heard of Solstice Sanctuary. I only know of them because I know you and because of the Wilmot community, but how did you find out about Solstice?
So a couple of my friends and I actually created it. And
wow! Yeah. Okay, I did not know this. This is going to be a good story. Okay, go.
So this might sound kind of woo-woo, but
just
it's fine.
Say it. Pat can edit whatever out.
No, it's fine. A lot of people don't know, I grew up riding horses since I was like 5 years old. And I met the girls that are a couple of the girls that are on the board with me. Okay. And I met one of them 21 years ago when I started riding. Okay. And she's kind of like a mentor, friend type of situation. And then the other one I grew up riding with. Okay. And a couple of the other founders, we all grew up together in the horse industry. And we, a few years ago after I graduated college, I came to the barn more. I finally had some free time when I wasn't doing basketball, working, and like school full time. I was like, oh my God, I finally have free time. So I was able to get out to the barn more. And one of the days, the girls came to the barn and they're like, they both had the same dream about the farm. They came together and told each other. And we're like, well, I have like my own training business, and it was like about giving horses that needed another chance to then help rehome them or move them on wherever they're supposed to go. Sure. And we were talking, and they're like, should we do this? And I'm like, well, it's kind of been on my bucket list of things to do is like start an animal sanctuary. Why not? Because who doesn't start 501s when they're like 22 years literally
Back to how you got started with Solstice Sanctuary. How did this come about? I had no idea you and your friends started this yourself.
Yes. We started in I think it's 2 years ago, January. We found a couple cats on the side of the road. We rehabbed them. One of our members actually adopted them. Okay. And then a couple months later, we had done some paperwork for our 501 certification, sent that in, and then we saw this donkey on Facebook. We're like, should we do it? All of us girls went in on paying bail because we had no funds because nobody knew about us yet. So all of us girls threw in $100 each to bail out this donkey.
And we just graduated college. Who has money after college?
Literally, because college, especially private college, strains your bank account. And we all decided, all right, we're doing it. So we did it. We bailed out this donkey from Iowa, and it was like a pre-slaughter auction type thing where there's kill buyers there. So we're like, well, we can't let him go. Yeah. We got him. He had lice. He was anemic and just super skinny. Hadn't been cared for. So we were like, all right, he was in a couple weeks of rehab. We all went up north beforehand, had a girls' weekend. On our way back, we picked up our donkey, and then the rest is history. I think we've had near 23 animals in the last 2 years that we've rescued or taken in. Okay. I could be off, but I think it's around 23.
Well, that
just keeps growing.
A big amount.
It is.
And you do all animals? Like, say somebody reached out to you guys because they know of an animal that might be in need of your help or of rescuing. you will take in all animals, dogs, cats, donkeys, horses?
Yes, as long as we have space. We will take them in, and if we don't have space, we refer them to like another rescue that we're close with or that's within the area and stuff. But yeah, we've got anywhere between pigs, donkeys, mini horses,
I love
goats.
the mini horses.
Oh my gosh, no, goats.
Yeah.
My girl, my mini cow, love her. And then horses. So yeah, it's a very wide variety.
And if community members wanted to adopt one of these animals, are they always up for adoption, or?
There's some that are for adoption. Some are lifers because they've got some weird habits or some medical problems. But yeah, there's some that are available for adoption that all of us work really hard to get them prepped and ready for their new homes and stuff. Yeah.
And then how would people, like, can the community just come and check out the sanctuary whenever, or do you do events? Do you have hours?
So it kind of depends. Everybody at the sanctuary, like everybody that runs it, we all have full-time day jobs, and we just do this in our free time, which none of us really have free time anymore because of it. But yeah, we ask that people schedule appointments just because all of us either work like 7 to 3, 8 to 4, 9 to 5, like adult jobs. Because, you know, adulting. Things. Yeah.
Here we are.
But, yeah, so we ask that people make appointments. But we welcome anyone that wants to come in, check out the place. People that are adopted.
Your the yoga events or like special events, like how could they get in that way?
Oh, yeah. So we just did puppy yoga, and we partnered with the Kenosha Humane Society, which are now part of the Wisconsin Humane Society. And they're just like a branch for that. But yeah, we were really excited about that. We brought in a really awesome yoga instructor from down in Chicago. She was fantastic. Everybody had a great time. And the dogs were super cute because who doesn't want to do puppy yoga?
And then they can find these events on your Facebook?
Yes, exactly. We post everything to Facebook. We are in the process of completely switching our website platform. So we'll have a way more interactive platform there. Instagram, we're on TikTok.
Fun. I don't follow you guys on TikTok. I'll have to do that.
We're on pretty much everything except Snapchat.
Yeah, that one's kind of And then say that people wanted to donate or wanted to volunteer. They're passionate about this. Is that an option for them at Solstice? Yes.
They send us an email, send us a message on Facebook or Insta, and we would be more than happy to. We have a small volunteer application just so that we can gauge a sense of what they know already with animals, which you don't have to have any previous animal experience. Like, none required at all. Sorry, somebody was like sprinting down the hallway. I'm not in school enough anymore to think that's normal.
It's just normal things here at Wilmot. You never know what's going to happen.
But yeah, we send out a little volunteer application so that we know like when people are free, what they know, blah, blah, blah. And then once people send it back, we are like, all right, come visit. We'll show you around type of thing. And then if they want to donate, they can stop by and do an in-person donation and see the place, or they can do it online. We have like a whole network Linktree thing set up.
I saw that. It's super easy to donate. And then actually how Rachel and I got involved is here at Wilmot. I am the community outreach coordinator.
Rachel and you're fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. And Rachel has her nonprofit. So her and I teamed up in community outreach. We're not really in this to do the money. We want to connect with these community partners and be resources together. So all of the money in partnering with Rachel goes back to the nonprofit organization. And we came up with a future veterinarians class for the youth in our community. So we ran this in the spring.
Yeah, like
winterish spring.
Middle to end, like middle of February to the beginning of March.
And it was for any youth, you don't have to go to Wilmot. Anybody in the surrounding areas that had any interest in learning about animals, how to care for them, could sign up for this veterinarian program. And it was, I want to say, 4 weeks or 6 weeks long.
4 Saturdays.
4 Saturdays for like an hour or two, and Rachel taught them how to care for animals, and I'd say it was a huge success. Yeah,
it was fun. It was very fun. Yeah.
It was our first time doing this, and everybody absolutely loved it, but the first time doing anything, you learn from it.
It's always so hectic when you're first doing it, and like
animals and kids.
Yes. Like especially because they're large animals, and I mean, you let out pigs, you don't know if the pig's going to take out a kid or not. Luckily, the pigs running around didn't take any of the kids out.
You guys have insurance.
We have insurance just in case. Some kids did get headbutted by some goats, though. They were okay. It was the bigger kids that got headbutted, so they were fine.
But the kids were in their element on a farm. All the animals, you could interact with them, feed them, take care of them.
Exactly.
And it was just amazing. And our goal. There were a couple rough days for that class in the brutally cold snow. That was tough.
Yes.
But I think we want to do one in the summer when it's a little bit warmer. So we have plans to do this again for the youth in our community. And people can return that already did it, because we'll try to switch up the curriculum. I know you'll try to do that.
Yes.
But it'll be for new and recurring people that want to participate. And what were the ages we did? I want to say it was grade school, a grade school one, and then a middle school and up.
And what was it, like fourth through 8th grade, and then high school?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of disappointed in Wilmot kids. We had no high schoolers.
I know. We got to get our high schoolers involved.
You do.
A lot of what happens with the high schoolers is they're involved with so much.
Oh, dude, I get it. I was one of those kids. Yes. I totally understand.
Between sports and clubs, and there's so many things out there, it's like hard to choose.
Yeah. And throw in jobs. Yeah, yes. I totally get it.
So many kids are working nowadays, too.
Yeah.
But, Rachel, how do you think our first podcast went?
I think it was good.
I think it was good too. I'm so happy that you came. Is there anything you want to end for talking about with Solstice, or
I don't think
anything
so.
you guys have coming up that people should watch out for?
Oh, yes. So we're actually partnering with another Wilmot alum, and she is a yoga instructor. It's in the mix, but we're working on hopefully doing 2 to 3 times a month doing specified yoga, whether it's like a goat yoga with our little goats that we have, more partnerships with the Wisconsin Humane to do pup yoga, and then also like a yoga with kind of a meditational aspect to it.
Okay.
So that's a partnership to look out for.
Okay.
And then we have our big annual farm fundraiser, October 7th, from 12 to 4.
Okay.
So that is like, we open up the farm for everyone to come in. We have like pony rides and like a hay maze and kid games and stuff like that.
My son would probably love that.
Yes. So we also have like vendors and a huge raffle that we put on with local businesses, donations and things like that.
Sure.
So those are probably our next 2 huge things that we have going on.
Okay.
Amongst like the constant everyday chaos that we have at the farm.
I bet. It's something new every day.
Yeah.
But I love that, and obviously tune into or click on the Facebook page.
Yes.
That'll lead you to their website, and you'll be able to stay connected with them all from there.